here's the thing, guys. When we are leasing, when we are getting renewals, when we are dealing with residents, we're in real estate, okay? It's not as simple as us telling them about the features, the benefits of the community, guiding them through a tour and all that stuff, okay? Moving is the most stressful life event, period, bar none. Moving causes people a lot of anxiety. When people have a lot of anxiety, they tend to jam up, they tend not to be collaborative, a lot of times they're negative, and most importantly, they tend to make the wrong decision, which is not good for us and great for the piece of junk competitor that we have that's charging just a little bit less rent, okay? So we have to be skillful. What I want to talk about today, what I want to cover is straight out of leasinguniversity.com portal. Some of you, I think, are already certified leasing consultants, okay? So this might be a review, but review is good. We're just going to talk about some power questions, some power words. We're going to talk about why they're important and the flow, okay? First one, I believe we've talked about this before. Which blank are you looking to rent? When somebody calls you and says, hey, I just want to know the price on your 1 bedrooms. I just want to know the price on your 2 bedrooms. I just want to know the price on your 3 bedrooms, okay? Don't start clicking away at your keyboard. Don't look at availability. Don't start listing what you have. That's not what they asked. They asked you what the price. Calmly, coolly, and collectedly, Paula calls me and says, hey, I want to know the price on your, it's a great day at Meadows. What can I get you information on? Yeah, I needed to know the price on your 2-bedroom apartments. Okay, perfect. I can help you with that. Which 2-bedroom were you looking to rent? Hey, I want to know the price on your 1-bedroom apartments. Awesome. I can help you with that. Which 1-bedroom were you looking to rent? Okay, why are we doing this? Why is because this. Most of the time when people ask how much, it's not because they're getting ready to rent an apartment. And as soon as they hear $2,495 or $3,200 or $5,500 a month or $92,000 a month, whatever that number is, $92K, that'd be a nice place. It's not because they're trying to get that number so that they can sign a lease. It's because they don't know what else to ask. You do this. I do this. Every human being defaults to, yo, how much is that? In the watch store, how much is that? How much is that? How much is the T-bone steak? I'm gluten-free. How much is the gluten-free cupcake? When we don't know what else to ask, we gravitate to how much. That is not skillful if you don't realize that and you just start clicking away at your keyboard and telling them how much. Because once you say how much, the whole conversation with that renter is focused around price. That's not where we want it to be. Not from a manipulation standpoint. I don't teach people to manipulate. You can fire me as your coach right now if you want to learn how to pressure and manipulate people and to get people to do things they don't want to do. What I teach is how to communicate. Big difference. I want people to do the things that's right for them. And when you focus on things like price, people end up signing leases on properties that are not right for them because they just focus on price. So the next time somebody calls you and says, how much is your 2 bedrooms? I want you to calmly and coolly say, perfect, I can help you with that. Which 2-bedroom are you looking to rent? They're either going to know exactly what they wanted, hence they were actually about to make a decision, about 2% of the time, or 98% of the time they're going to, well, I'm not sure, I don't know. Which I'm giving you permission to then say, hey, we've got 342 units here on the community. It's essentially a small city. I'll be honest, I don't know either. If I can ask you a couple questions about, what's important to you, what's your current situation, what you're looking to get, I can then give you a price on a 2-bedroom that best matches what you need. Fair enough? Right? Simple. It's straightforward. You're now having a good discussion. Requires 0 clicking away at the keyboard and checking availability. We're having a conversation. Have the dang conversation before you click away at your keyboard. If you were bleeding out the neck and went into the emergency room, you would hope that the doctor or nurse practitioner or whoever it is that is helping you addresses the bleeding out of your neck before they go into the medicine cabinet or pharmacy and look at what they have in stock, right? Figure out what the problem is, then prescribe a medication. Okay, so we want to slow down at looking at our availability. Another great question that we need to be asking is, just out of curiosity, what research have you done on us? Right? We're not asking that, and I don't know why. If you have not been asking this, I'm perplexed at why you're not asking that. What research have you done on our community? If you're afraid of asking that, put the softener in front of it. You can put this softener in front of any question you're afraid to ask. Okay? That sounds like this. Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity, what research have you done on our community? Just out of curiosity, what research have you done on us? Just out of curiosity, what research have you done on our community? I just saw you on Google. Now I know they don't know anything about us. And it gives me an opportunity to do what? Talk about my community without it sounding like a sales pitch. Listen to the difference. Let's say it's Paula that called me. And I just jump into, hey, Paula, thank you so much for calling me. We are a great, great community. We got a dog park. We got a 98 walking score. We're just a great, fantastic place next to public transportation, libraries, and everything's great. It's super awesome here, right? You guys smell that? Commission breath, right? It's a sales pitch. But if I say to Paula, hey, Paula, just out of curiosity, what research have you done on our community? And Paula says, I don't know, I just saw you in apartments.com. Awesome, I can walk you through it. It's pretty simple. There's a few things that set us apart. Number one, first and foremost, is the location and the walk score, where we're at, the fact that we're a newer community and our amenities there, and people really love that we're in the center of things. What's most important to you with this move? Right? Now we're having a discussion. It gives me the opportunity to say some great things, don't overdo it. It gives me the opportunity to say some great things about the community without it sounding like a sales pitch. Because I'm just responding to her saying, I don't know anything about you. Now, if she said, hey, I know everything about you. I spent my entire last summer at your pool because my best friend Brenda B. Money Saunders used to live there, and she just put in her notice last week because she's having to move to Trenton, New Jersey. I want her apartment. Might be a good idea to figure that out early because I don't need to sell Paula. Wait, you guys call her B Money too? Yeah, that's why she has the license plate that says B $. She's great. I didn't know she was, hold on, oh my gosh, I see it there. You know what? I do need to check with my maintenance team to see when they can get it available after she moves out, but does it make sense to go ahead and sign the lease agreement on that and lock it in? Yes, absolutely. Perfect. I'm going to send you over what happens next. I'm going to send you over the application right now. You don't have to go through a sales pitch. You guys might be saying to yourself, well, duh, if she wanted Brenda's place, she would have told us. No, they don't. No, they don't. In the movies, in your dreams, and in a perfect world, okay, people tell you exactly where they're at and what they want to do. In the real world, where we all live, okay, the real world, hi, you live here, I live here, people answer the questions you ask them. So, what you looking for? They'll start telling you, and then blah, 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 blah. Ask them, what research have you done on our community? You can save yourself a bunch of time, okay? If you can't save yourself a bunch of time because they haven't done any research, it gives you an opportunity to give a what? A little mini kind of sales pitch without it being a sales pitch. All right, let me give you guys a couple more of these, okay? What's most important to you? Just out of curiosity in your next place, what's most important to you? Y'all aren't asking that right now because you don't have the guts. Well, some of you have the guts and you're asking it, I hope. Some of you have the guts and you're just not asking it. I don't know why, but we all should be asking this. What's most important to you? Space. When you say space, can you give me a specific example? What's most important to you? Location. Don't go, hey, our location is great. It's right by the light rail. Oh my God, I'm scared of trains. I didn't realize that. I'm taking you off my list, right? When you say location, can you give me a specific example? Make the other person talk. Your job is to not tell them about your community. Your job is to not tell them about your available units or apartments or homes, whatever you want to call them. Your job is to not tour the community. That is not your job. I'm telling you what your job is, in case you didn't know. Your job is to figure out what the heck is going on in that person's life. What is their current situation? Now your job is to also figure out what's their ideal scene, okay? People don't move to anything. They don't do it. We're creatures of habit. We don't move unless we're moving away from something. Let's figure out what the heck is going on in their life right now. What are they moving away from? Okay? And now here's the cool part. When you understand this level of sales coaching, the Leasing University level of sales coaching, your apartment community doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be the best priced. You don't need to have the best rent special. You don't even need the best location or amenities because you understand that client the best. You understand that resident the best. And you're able to say things like, you know what, Paula, because of the fact that you said XYZ, ABC, you wanted to be able to walk to work, you wanted to be able to help your daughter with her homework, you wanted to get away from the roommate situation that you have right now, I'd like to recommend ABC 123, this particular one bedroom, this studio hybrid, which is going to allow you to work from home and then be able to come down into our fitness center during the workday, get a quick 20-minute, and then get back up to your next Zoom call, right? When I understand Paula's world, now I can frame our world and what I can give her based on her world. And I'm not framing my apartment community versus everybody else in town. I'm speaking to her and her only. If you think your job is to tell people about everything about the apartment community as opposed to all of their other choices and everything else in town, I hate to break it to you, you are working in the wrong department. That's marketing. We're in leasing. That's sales. Marketing is, I'm going to tell you about everything. That's why they come up with jingles. So they can sing a song and tell you about everything. That's not what we do. We're more like a therapist. We figure out what's going on in Amy's world. What's most important to you, Amy? What do you want to see first when you get here? Hey, Amy, just out of curiosity, what's your biggest reason for moving? Right? And also questions like, you guys probably are asking this one, but you might be asking it in the wrong way. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to fix it right now if you're asking it in the wrong way. Amy, what date do you need to move in by? Great question. Perfect way to ask it. Okay? We're probably asking. Give me a thumbs up if you're asking people that right now. Yes? What date do you need to move in by? Good. Across the board, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs. A couple, one or two of you are like, I don't know, so I don't know. There, good. I got some more thumbs. Stop asking it unless you're going to ask this next question. There's no point in you ever, did I make that clear enough? Asking somebody what date they need to move in by unless you follow it up with this. What makes that date important? You don't care about the date. That means nothing. That is an algebra equation without the rest of the stuff to solve the problem. The math don't work. That's a number. 14. Well, great. How am I going to put that on an exam? Well, write the number 14. It doesn't work. Guys, I lay in bed at night thinking about this stuff so you guys don't have to. Stop asking people what date they need to move in by if you're not going to ask them what makes that date important, because it's that answer that is the answer that's going to help you get the lease, determine the hotness of this prospect, be able to follow up with them. Camille, what date do you need to move in by? May 4th. Got it. What makes that date important? I don't know. I live at my parents' place right now. They're awesome. I just like Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. Like, she may be not that solid of a prospect. I don't know. Okay. By the way, it will never happen, that scenario, because nobody shops for an apartment for fun. She's probably having to share the basement with somebody creepy or it's haunted. I don't know what's going on at her house, but Camille would not be happy at her billionaire parents' place and go look at apartments unless they told her, you need to get out by May 4th, we're cutting you off, or it's haunted, or something else, right? You got to figure out what that is. Hey, Camille, what date do you need to move in by? May 4th. What makes that date important? Oh, my boss, right? I work for Zimmerman Advertising, and my boss, Chad Zimmerman. I don't know if it's Chad. Who owns Zimmerman? Who owns Zimmerman? I don't know. I think it's Chad. I don't know. Chad Zimmerman's coming out, and he needs to see my home office. He needs to see your home office on the 4th? Yeah. So we should probably get you in that last week of April to give you time to get unpacked, set the office up, and be ready for Chad to come out. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. That's called being skillful, okay? Figure out what makes that date important. Let me give you guys give me a thumbs up if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Heck yeah, good, good. All right, let me give you some other things that you should be asking. Guys, I realize you're drinking from a fire hose right now. You have the leasinguniversity.com portal to brush up on this stuff. Please do. Spend 10 minutes in there in a day. It's fun. I'm crazy. You can make fun of me and be like, he's crazy, but he's right. He's crazy, but he's right. I'm crazy, but I'm right, okay? So go in there, hang out for 10 minutes, okay? You're going to find stuff like this. Camille, what's your biggest reason for moving, okay? Please, please, please ask everybody that question. What's your biggest reason for moving? Even if they already told you why they're moving, still ask them, what's your biggest reason for moving. If you feel like you're being repetitive, don't feel that way. But if you are anyways, put your softener in front of it. Hey, Camille, just out of curiosity, what's your biggest reason for moving? You're going to find the floodgates will start to open. I hate my neighbor. She's terrible. She's trying to win the garlic cook-off competition and she's working on her recipes every night in my clothes. You smell that? I'm not afraid of vampires. Okay? People seem to think I am because I smell like I've been dipped in garlic. That's good information to happen. It's really good that you say that because I have a corner unit in mind that it's not even close to the other person's kitchen. I don't believe it's a nice lady that lives in there. I don't believe she cooks with garlic every night. I can double check if you'd like me. I've also checked. We have 0 vampires at the community. You're going to be safe either way. You're going to love it. Does it make sense to come by and take a look today? Okay. Another question you guys need to be asking. What do you want to see first when you get here? What do you want to see first when you arrive? Right? We're not asking that because there was some old school training in the back that had you go through basically footprints like the kindergartners did and do the Vanna White. Dog park, gym, business center. Cool, if you want to do that, that's great. If leadership wants you to do that, I'm not picking on it. I did just make fun of it. It's not that bad, but here's the problem with that, okay? If Camille wants to see the business center first because she has to be on calls at Zimmerman Advertising where she works, and she doesn't want to feel like she's locked up in her apartment the whole time, might be a good idea for me to figure that out before she comes to visit. Because then I can curate my tour. Key word being curate. Hey Camille, because of the fact that you had told me what's critical and vital to you is that you're working from home, you are killing it right now. I think you had said 15 hours a day. That is awesome, by the way. I'm sure you're going to be CEO of that company. What was most important to you and what you wanted to see first was the place where you're going to work in the apartment. But before that, our business center. Here's the exciting news. We've not just have one business center, but we have 2 other places where you can bring your laptop. One's an exterior, if it's a nice spring day, summer day, and you would just want to get outside and get some fresh air. We've got it set up. The background is wonderful. You can do your Zoom calls from there, have the business center, and then we have a library on the 2nd floor. It's a really cool place. You can get coffee, sit down. Let's check that out first, and then we'll zip up to the unit. Fair enough, right? I've now curated my tour. At that point, Camille is going to be like, this is exactly what I wanted. Right? Now, if I start showing her the gym first, she's not going to listen to anything I have to say until I show her the thing that she wanted to see first. Just ask. It's easy. Okay? Here's another way of asking things. What's the most important thing that we need to accomplish during this blank? Let's say it's a FaceTime and they're looking at the community. What's the most important thing we need to accomplish during this FaceTime? Hey, Camille, great to have you here. What's the most important thing we need to accomplish during your tour of the community? She may already be sold. She may just have a question on whether or not we have 18-month leases. Well, I need to know if you have 18-month leases, right? Yes, we do. Just out of curiosity, can you give me a specific example of why you were looking for an 18-month? My dad works for JP Morgan. He says rents are going up. I want to extend my lease as long as possible because my dad's got the inside track on rents going up and I want to prevent that wave. I want to surf the rates where they're at right now as long as possible. Man, I want to meet your dad. He sounds pretty sharp, right? What about a 24? Yeah, boom. You're just having a more skillful conversation. The only way you're going to get to that skillful conversation is asking things like, what's the most important thing we need to accomplish during this tour, right? What's the most important thing we need to accomplish on this call? Okay, be careful on that one. Don't do that on somebody calling in. But if it's a set meeting, I'm giving you guys permission to say what's the most important thing we need to accomplish. Here's another one. Are you against? Here's another one. Are you opposed to? Does anyone want to unmute yourself? There's a science behind this. Does anyone know the science behind are you against? Let me give you it in context. I'd like to look at a 3-bedroom. Our 3 bedrooms are currently leased up right now. Are you opposed to, we do have some 2 bedrooms that are a much larger floor plan. Are you opposed to taking a look at one of those? I want to see a 3 bedroom. Our 3 bedrooms are currently all leased right now. We do have some 2 bedrooms that are a very, very large floor plan. Are you against taking a look at those? Why would I frame it that way? Anyone want to unmute themselves and tell me why I'd frame it that way? You want a cheat code? You want a clue? What's the answer I'm looking for? When I say, are you against taking a look at this 2-bedroom? What do I want them to say? If I'm asking Maria, are you against taking a look at this larger 2-bedroom? Let's say Maria says her budget's $1,400, but based on everything she told me, I think I've got the perfect place to show her, and it's $2,400. It's $1,000 more than she wanted to spend. Why would I say, hey, based on everything you said, Maria, with the space, the thing that you love to cook at home, and you're working from home, I do have a floor plan that it sounds like it's ideal for everything you want. It is a bit over your budget at $2,400. Are you against taking a look? What's the answer I want from Maria? Is it yes or is it no?
No.
Correct. Maria, why do I want the answer to be no? Are people more likely to say yes to questions, or are they more likely to say no to questions?
No.
Correct. I love you. You're brilliant. Thank you. Okay? Maria just hit it right on the head. These are no-oriented questions. I am not teaching you guys to manipulate people. I don't teach that at Leasing University. You can fire, we don't have contracts. You can fire me as your coach right now if you wanted me to teach you how to brainwash people, sucker them out of their money, hustle them into signing a lease on an apartment they don't want. I don't teach that. I teach good communication. I'm also teaching you to save your renter from themselves. I'm going to say it again because it's really important for you to understand. You play an important role in the satisfaction of our country. And that is when people hate where they live, they go to work grumpy. They take it out on their coworkers. Y'all are like, maybe I have somebody here that, hey, no, everybody where you work loves where they live. But we take it out on our kids. We take it on. You guys are making the world a better place by helping people find apartments that they love. In many cases, that is vehemently opposed to their budget. Okay? So the last thing I want you to do is just chicken away. Oh no, I'm not going to even talk about that. Amy says that one's out of her budget. And the other thing I don't want you to do when Amy says it's out of your budget is be a used car salesman. Oh, come on, you can afford it. You're worth it, Amy. Come on, you got to check it out. That's gross. You know what, Amy, I totally get it on that one being out of your budget. Based on everything that you told me, wanting to have that extra, wanting to have the view of the open space there and the extra floor plan for you to have a home office. I do have a 2-bedroom. It is $800 more than what you were hoping to spend, but it is a wonderful floor plan. Literally checks every single box that you mentioned and adds a few more in there that you didn't. Are you against taking a look at it? There's no harm in that. Amy's at least going to take a look at it. And you know what? Amy might take a look at it and go, it's too expensive, and then be sold on the other one that was less expensive, right? Because she's going to be like, it's not worth the difference. That's fine too. I just want Amy to be able to take it seriously. Because if they don't take it seriously, they're going to go with the cheapest apartment, and that's not us. We're not the cheapest apartment. So are you opposed? Are you against? Okay? Does it make sense to blank? Does it make sense to go sign the lease? Does it make sense to renew your lease? Does it make sense to come by the community today? When I'm asking Camille if it makes sense for her to come by the community today, I'm not asking her to do anything. But she can clearly see where we're headed. And Camille is exponentially more likely to come by the community today because it was her idea. She was in control. If I say, Camille, do you want to come by the community today? She's going to feel like I'm pushing her into it. But if I say, hey, based on everything you're telling me, I think I've got the perfect home to show you. Does it make sense to come by the community today? There's no pressure there. And when there's no pressure, people do the things that we want them to do. Does it make sense to renew your lease? Here's the other beauty of does it make sense? If Camille says no, I can say, what's a good next step then? Hey, Camille, does it make sense to come by the community today? No. Got it. What's a good next step then? Man, I'm ready to go. Based on everything you said, it's perfect. I want to get this thing done. Is there any way I can lease it online? Absolutely. Congratulations. You made a great decision. What happens next? I'm going to email you over a packet. Start filling that out. We typically get the applications back within about 24 to 48 hours. My next steps on that is I will get you, once I get notice, I'll reach out to you on that. Fair enough? Boom, I got a sale. But what if I just said, hey, Camille, do you want to come by the community today? And she goes, no. And I said, oh, come on, why not? Well, you want to live here, Camille. We also might have some specials that I don't know about. Boom! I just blew up a deal, right? Because she was ready to go. I'm playing mind reader. Don't do that. does it make sense? If they say no, what's a good next step then? If they say, I don't know, point the question at yourself. What's a good next step for me? If they still don't know, set a next step, right? I'll give you a call tomorrow, okay? So remember, does it make sense? Anytime you want somebody to do the thing you want them to do, never ask them to do the thing you want them to do. Ask them if it makes sense to do the thing you want them to do, okay? Last little few here, all right? Camille, I'm not sure if it's for you, but I do have a very large 2-bedroom unit on the higher floor. Has a pretty amazing home office. Are you opposed to checking it out? I'm not sure if it's for you, but I literally lay in bed at night thinking about this stuff, so you guys don't have to. When I say to Amy, I'm not sure if it's for you, but Amy inherently is going to listen to what I say, and she's going to go, I'll be the judge of that, right? Hey, Amy, I'm not sure if it's for you, but we do have a lot of residents that are actually renewing their leases ahead of schedule because they're able to lock in the rates right now and avoid the coming increases and extend their lease right now. Are you opposed to doing that? Does it make sense to renew your lease right now? Yeah, it does. Congratulations, you made a great decision, right? But if I just say, hey, Amy, a lot of people are renewing their leases right now so they can avoid rent increases. Okay, I don't want to do that. I'm too busy, right? But if I say, I'm not sure if it's for you, but at least Amy is going to lean in and want to listen to what I say. If you don't believe me on this one, y'all, do it in your personal life today. Go ask your friend, your spouse, your partner, your dog, whatever, if they want to try the new funky Indian fusion Italian sushi joint that just opened down the street. Most likely, they're going to say no. But if you go, hey, Camille, I'm not sure if it's for you, but there's a new Indian, Italian, Asian sushi fusion joint that opened up down the street. Are you opposed to checking it out? Nah, I'll check it out. I'll try anything once as long as it doesn't give me hepatitis. They're going to be exponentially more likely to do the thing you want them to do. All right, let's bring it on home. Let's bring it on home here with this one. Next best. Okay? If you guys are taking notes on your sword and shield, write these 2 words down. They'll change your life. Next best. Why do you want to write down next best? Because nobody on planet EARTH wants next best. When you say, come on, Amy, you want to grab this apartment. If you don't get it, it's going to be gone. Come on, Amy, this is our best apartment. It's unbelievable. You know you want it. You got to do it now or you're going to lose it. Amy is like literally, dude, commission breath. Back off. You stink, man. Stop trying to sell me this apartment. But if I say, Amy, based on everything you told me, this is the right fit for you. It is an extremely popular floor plan. I want to be crystal clear on something because I've made this mistake in the past. The likelihood that this particular unit is going to get leased is 100%. It will be leased, okay? I don't know when. The propensity or the likelihood that it's going to be leased very quickly, if not today, is extremely high. I know you said you wanted to wait a couple weeks. I get it. I'm with you. It's an important decision. I just need to be clear on my end with you that the likelihood in a couple weeks that this unit is still going to be available is very, very low. As long as you're okay with that, I am okay with that, and I will work with you, and we will find the next best unit for you at that time. If we are completely leased up, I will refer you to one of my sister communities. They'll work with you to find the next best thing over there. Fair enough? Now all of a sudden Amy's like, he's got a good point there, right? The minute you're like next best, the minute the other person wants it. The more I say, Amy, if you don't like it, it's going to be gone, the minute Amy wants nothing to do with it, okay? Notice another talk track that I slid in there. Last one I'm going to give you. As long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. It's huge for you guys to do. You spend your whole life pushing somebody into something, and they make dumb decisions based on you pushing them. People have died on this, by the way. Died. That sounds like this. Hey, Barry, see that grizzly bear? Yes, I do. Don't go over there. That grizzly bear will tear you up. No, it won't. Watch. Boom, Barry's dead, right? But if Barry's friend Larry was like, hey, Barry, that's a grizzly bear. Yes, it is. Dang, we should probably run. Nah, I don't know. Hey, here's the thing. The likelihood that that grizzly bear is going to tear us up, I'm with you either way, right? The likelihood that we're going to get ripped to shreds literally within a few seconds is about, I don't know, 100%. As long as you're okay with that, Barry, I'm okay with that. Now all of a sudden, Barry's like, I don't want to get torn up by a grizzly bear. Me neither. Let's run. Great idea. Because we're collaborating on it. You guys need to be saying, as long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with that, right? If you don't lock in your renewal right now, rates could go up again. As long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. Well, no, I don't want my rent to go up. I want to lock in, which is why I'd suggested we do the renewal right now. Does it make sense to do that? But if I say, if you don't renew your lease right now, rents could go up. You're going to say, I'll be the judge of that. And then you're going to be upset with me when you have to sign at a higher rent or whatever the thing you want them to do is. Now they show up and the apartment is gone. All right? Guys, give me a thumbs up. Was this helpful? If it wasn't helpful, give me a big thumbs down. Okay, do I see any thumbs down? Good. No thumbs down. All right, good. I'm doing my job. I'm not asking you guys to do everything we just covered. I realize you're drinking from a fire hose. What happens when you drink from a fire hose? You lose your makeup and you spill most of it, okay? So that's what the purpose of these lives are for, is for us to get a little bit better. Grab 1, 2, or 3 of these things and go, you know what? I'm going to try them. If you just grab one, if you can commit to just doing one of these things, your life is going to get easier. Now, remember, you have your leasinguniversity.com portal. All of what we covered and a gajillion times more is in there. Are you opposed to carving out, even if you have your CLC credential, to carving out 10 minutes a day to just go in there and get better? The better you can get at this kind of stuff, the more fun your job is going to be, the more occupied your community is going to be, the less headaches and heartaches you're going to have from residents, and the closer you're going to be to having the career of your absolute dreams, is all right on the other side of you being a skillful communicator. I love you guys. I will see you on our next session. You are the best. Be great. Get those leases. I'll see you over at leasinguniversity.com portal. I love you guys. The way people rent apartments has changed. Today's renter has access to more information. Today's renter has more choices. The apartment industry needs you. Studies have shown that moving is the most stressful life event. The old sales training, well, it just doesn't work today. I'd like to teach you how to take the stress out of leasing apartments in a way that's meaningful to you and your renters and get you 7 times more leases. I'll show you how the perfect leasing process works. I'm gonna walk you through everything from answering the phone to closing the lease. I'm gonna show you how to determine your prospects' wants and their needs so that you can build value in your apartments. You will learn how to handle any objection or complaint. I'm gonna show you how to connect with your renter so it's easy for them to rent with you. I've taught the best property management companies and thousands of people just like you how to lease apartments. Property management is complicated. I'll simplify it for you. There's more competition than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to be number one. All of a sudden, your career, it's gonna make perfect sense, even if you've never worked in sales or property management before. And for the advanced property manager, I'm gonna show you how to take things to the next level. Leasing University is a new, simple, step-by-step process that's effective. We're gonna help you become a rock star in property management. I'm Matt Easton, and this is Leasing University.